You guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, it's a very exciting day because it's Sephora sale Eve. I am recording this the day before one of Sephora's biannual, semi-annual, whatever you want to call it, 20% off sale happens for Rouge members. It's going down tomorrow. So I'm going to be going over my favorites that I think are worth your money. And then I'm going to also be going over my unattainable wish list. If I had no regards to money or reason, what I would be purchasing in the sale. And then we'll see what ends up in my cart before I officially check out. And I'll probably make multiple purchases because that's how I roll. But I just want to let you know, since I'm from the late 1900s, I wrote my favorites down on a piece of paper. Kids, this is paper and a pen. I wrote it down on here for you. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my paper, okay? Because I was going to be confused with the phone. I will be looking at the phone to talk about my cart, which is outrageous. We'll get into that. But anyways, let's first start with some of my favorites. I'm probably forgetting things, but we're going to go with this list because otherwise this video will be 6 hours long. So let's just dive in. Where shall we start? Okay, I'm going to start with skincare because I feel like this is going to be the longest one. Skincare, I just first need to talk about my face. So my particular type of skin that we're caring for is dry, Sahara Desert dry, and a little bit textured. I also, like I said in a previous video, I've never been diagnosed with rosacea, but I have a strong suspicion that I have that or some form of like broken capillary redness situation happening. So anytime I'm trying out skincare, I'm always looking for something that's hydrating, that works with sensitive skin, and what else do I look for? That's pretty much it. Okay, sorry if that like abruptly was cut in editing because the cat came down, it was a whole thing. So anyways, so what I was trying to say before I was rudely interrupted is that my skin is dry, textured, and there's a lot of redness. So I try to look for stuff that's good for sensitive skin because I don't want to do anything to flare up the redness any more than it already is, or if it says redness reducing, which we all know is usually a freaking lie, and then like hydrating and things like that. I have this weird thing about like lotion on my face, like any of like the creamy type moisturizers, they need to be like kind of that watery, oily, not watery, oily, but like water, like they need to be the ones that are like water-based, like gel style. Because I don't know if this happens to anybody else. Nobody else has ever told me that it happens to them, so I must be weird. But if I put like heavy creams on my face gets like hot and almost like it feels like it's like condensating. It's so bizarre. So anyways, all this to say, that's what you are gonna hear about from my favorites. I've tried a lot of skincare, so anything that ends up on here, you know, it's gone up against some other things. I will say that unfortunately, I do not have a Bud Light taste when it comes to skincare. It's definitely a champagne taste situation happening with skincare, so I apologize. The first one I will mention, however, is on the inexpensive side, but great, is the Ordinary Squalane oil. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've also tried the Inkey-less, which is also inexpensive. Both of the squalane oils from them work great, so I'm mentioning that. Next up, I want to mention a few cleansers that I love. The first one, and this is my most recent try, is the Skin Fix Barrier Plus Oil Hydrating Cleanser. This thing is awesome. It's a little goes a long way. It's expensive, but it's lasted me, I think I've had it like 7 months now, and I'm nowhere near done with the bottle. So that's what I like about a lot of the skincare you're going to be hearing. If you look up the price, you're going to have some sticker shock, I promise. But most of it, when I buy it, it lasts me almost a year. So that's why I never get too upset. But I really like that hydrating cleanser. It's great if you're the type of person who likes to double cleanse to take off makeup at the end of the day, because it's kind of the good first cleanser to really like get in there. And then if you want to use another cleanser like that you like, you know, you could do that too. It's not stripping or anything like that. It's super hydrating. My other favorite cleanser is the Tatcha Rice Wash Cleanser. I've tried most of their cleansers because I really like Tatcha products, but that one is my personal favorite. It's just really hydrating, doesn't strip the skin. It's got a nice smell to it. It has a little bit of those like micro beads in it, so it's perfect to get you a little exfoliated, but nothing too crazy. And then last but not least for the cleansers, I love the Shiseido Foaming Cleanser. That is one of my all-time favorite cleansers. If you want your face to feel fully clean without feeling like super dried out, that is the cleanser to go to. I would say that's probably like my holy grail favorite cleanser. Next up, I want to talk about one more Tatcha product, which is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair Serum. Please do not pass out when you see the price. I want to say it's like $80. It's a huge tub though, and it lasts you a long time. A little goes a long way. You put that on and then go to sleep, and you wake up in the morning and your hydration is locked. Like, it is so good. I haven't used another product that gave me such immediate results as that, because usually with skincare, you have to, you know, use it several times in order to get the benefit. With that one, I put it on one night, I woke up the next morning, and I felt like completely hydrated, and it just got better as I used it. Next up is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Toner. I have enjoyed a lot of Glow Recipes products. I have enjoyed a lot of their products, but the watermelon toner has to be my favorite. It definitely has a strong watermelon scent to it, which is probably not a good thing because it probably means there's a lot of fragrance in the product. But the way it feels on my face doesn't have a problem with whatever they're putting in there, so I'm not gonna complain. But yeah, it's so good. It's like you don't even need a cotton ball or anything for the toner. You could just use your hands to put it on, and it's perfect if you are like me and need like extra hydration. So what I usually do is put on the toner, then put on the squalene oil, and then put on my favorite moisturizer, which I'll get into next. I know that seems excessive, but when you have dry skin like me, you gotta stack on stack on stack, okay? So the one that I want to talk about is the Topicals Like Butter Mask. And again, if I recall correctly, the price was kind of steep on that, but it's lasted me, I'm only like halfway through the tube and I've had it about 7 months. The Topicals Like Butter Mask, it doesn't even, like when you like squeeze a little bit out of the tube, it doesn't even seem that serious. But it's serious. Like, it literally locks in moisture like crazy. It's such a good moisturizer, and it says it's a mask, so you'd think that you can only wear it like overnight or whatever, but I've used it under makeup before and it's perfectly fine. A little goes a long way. You literally only need like not even a pea size amount of that thing, and it's just so good. And then last but not least, I want to mention, you will not go wrong if you purchase any of the Drunk Elephant products. I promise you that. But I will mention my 3 favorites from them that I think you should start with. First is the TLC Framboos Night Serum. That is another thing that usually you need, you know, multiple tries to see results. I saw results with that the very next day. It helped with my pores, which nothing that promises to help with pores usually helps with my pores, but that helps with my pores. And it helped with my texture like crazy. The other one from them, TLC Sukari Baby Facial. This is really awesome. I can't use it too much because my skin is sensitive, but you can use it like once a week. And it's called Baby Facial for a reason. Your skin feels like butter after, like a baby's bottom. And then last but not least is their Virgin Marula oil. Are there cheaper oils that'll probably do the same thing? Yes. But for some reason, I just always gravitate back towards that. So those are my top 3 from them. But I'm telling you, if you have an opportunity, I don't know if they still sell them, but they have like a $90 Littles pack where it gives you like bigger than sample size versions of all of their products. Get it and find out what your favorite is, because I'm telling you right now, Drunk Elephant is the superior skincare product line, and I've tried a lot. Okay, so we're moving on from skincare. Next, I want to just talk about one, I guess I'm going to categorize it as body item. The Kiehl's Ultimate Strength Hand Salve. Is it Salve? Is it Salve? I don't know. It's a thick hand cream. It smells like medicine, so just be aware of that. But my skin since moving to Virginia has been so dry because it's been freezing since we've lived here. So my skin is just like dying on my hands, especially because I've been washing my hands a lot with the baby and with the pandemic and all that. My hands get washed quite a bit. I put it on and then the next day my hands feel like way better. So it does have that strong medicine type scent to it, but totally worth it because it really does produce. That was also expensive, but again, like all the other things I've mentioned, a little goes a long way. And I think that's the thing that scares people off from the more like expensive products, is that you're used to buying, or at least I was used to buying like drugstore versions of some things, and because they've got a lot of filler and it's like watered down, you go through it a lot faster. So I think it's worth spending a little extra money and investing in the good quality products. Next, I want to talk about hair. So first up, Olaplex anything, kind of like Drunk Elephant. I have tried for Olaplex, I have tried every single product they offer. The shampoo, to me, the shampoo is, a lot of people just go for the conditioner with them, and they're like, you can skip the shampoo, just go with the conditioner. For me, the shampoo is one of the top things to buy from them because it's a very like creamy, silky type shampoo, and I think it's huge because it doesn't strip my hair down prior to conditioning. Whereas I feel like a lot of other shampoos that I use, my hair immediately feels like straw after using shampoo, and then it's like my conditioner has to come in and work extra hard. And this is probably all in my head because I'm not, a hair expert, but that's what it feels like when I'm like actually like, the texture of my hair. But with the Olaplex shampoo, it's so silky and smooth that my hair doesn't feel like it got dried out prior to the conditioner. I also love their conditioner. I also love their moisture mask or whatever it's called. And then one of my favorite things from them is the Bond Smoother treatment. It's kind of like one of those like Frizz Ease product type things. Let me tell you, so normally I blow dry my hair. What I usually do is like let my hair get to like 70%, and then I blow dry it with the Revlon blow dryer thingy. Well, last night I decided I was too lazy to do it, so I was just gonna sleep with wet hair, which if you have curly hair, that's a no-no. I put the Bond Smoother stuff in my hair just so like, I was like, well, it'll help a little bit with the frizz. I woke up to these curls. Like I haven't had to do anything to them. Are they frizzy? Yes. But to be able to just go to sleep and wake up the next day and have it look like halfway decent where I'm not afraid to get in front of camera with you guys, that's a big deal. Now, the last thing that I need to talk about outside of Olaplex. Oh no, I lied. I have one more, then I'll get to the exciting one. The Jisoo hair mask. I don't know if I'm saying that brand correctly. Also, for some reason, I had it in my head, I must have heard it from somebody, that it's a Korean hair company. But then I look on the side of the bottle and it says like the Netherlands or something. So now I'm just confused. But anyways, Jisoo hair mask. It's like a honey hair mask or something. I'm gonna pop a picture up on the screen. Again, price tag, I know, I'm sorry you guys. I'm very, very sorry, but just know that this is why we buy it during the sale, okay? That hair mask is like life-changing. When I use that hair mask, when I go to dry my hair is so much faster at drying and so much smoother, and I have a lot of frizziness to deal with. So that is like, you need it. Now the next thing I need to talk about. I saw this on so many people's Instagrams saying that it was life-changing. It's the Wow spray. And one of the celebrity hairstylists, I think Chris Appleton, maybe, was talking about it. And I used it, and I was like, this did absolutely nothing. Like, why is there such a hype about this? Turns out, Kate, there's a good chance that you needed to read the instructions. When you read the instructions, it tells you you have to activate it with heat. So you put this spray in your hair, you literally saturate as many sections as you can, and then let your hair dry about 70% naturally, and then go in with whatever tool you use. So for me, I like the Revlon hair dryer. That Wow spray, it's like a mini keratin treatment to your hair. My hair has never been smoother. It literally keeps the frizz away for days. Like my hair, I don't need to touch it up with a flat iron, nothing. Like I don't have words because my hair is not that type of hair. I have never been that type of person that can use these revolutionary products that everybody else loves and it responds to it. My hair never responds to these things, but for some reason that Wow spray, it actually did its job, okay? Okay, so that's all I have to talk about with hair. Next, I want to talk about fragrance real quick. Now, the first thing, I didn't know where else to put this, so I'm just gonna throw this in here. If you've seen the ads and you haven't got yourself the Pura diffuser system thing, I'm here to tell you that it's legit. You need it. It's worth the hype, okay? I have 2 of them now. they're like Wi-Fi enabled circle things. You can pop 2 diffuser scents inside it and you can alternate. You can create schedules. There's like a nightlight on it. It's fancy. There's pages and pages and pages of different scents that you can choose from. So far, like my favorite is the Capri Blue Volcano. If you've ever been into an Anthropologie store and smelled that candle, you know that is so good. And then I like any of the ones that have some type of a sea salt situation going on. I love all of them. They even have Disney scents. I'm a Disney fan in case you didn't know, so big deals. Those things are great. Look into it. Maybe wait for a sale outside of this one if you want a second one like me. What I did was I waited until they were doing something like if you spend $50 in diffuser refills, you get a free diffuser itself, and that was a great deal. Okay, for actual fragrances, I want to talk about YSL Black Opium. That has to be one of my favorite of all time perfumes. It's such a like sexy, sultry scent. Like if you want to go out on the town, that's the one to use. I'm not usually into those type of scents. I'm more of like a fresh, borderline masculine type scent. Black Opium is just, it's like romantic, sexy amazingness. So YSL Black Opium, if you're trying to pick up some type of perfume during this sale, that would be one to go with. The other one, this price tag is ridiculous. I don't know that it's worth it, but I needed this in my life for so long. I thought about purchasing this perfume for 2 years, and then I finally did. It's the Tom Ford Eau de Soleil Eau de Toilette. That perfume, it smells like a vacation in a bottle. It's like borderline sunscreen, coconutty, beach waves, just all the things. That's what it smells like in a bottle. I needed it in my life. I tried to find dupes for it that people say is great. None of them worked for me. So I ended up just after literally 2 years of tugging at myself, I finally pulled the plug during one of the sales and bought it. And to me, it was worth it. And then last but not least is the Kiehl Deja Vu. I think it's like 57 Deja Vu. That is such a great scent. It's kind of like Black Opium's nicer sister. So it's not as like nighttime scent. It's more of like you could wear that during the day, and then when you want to go freshen up later, you can spritz on some Black Opium and go out on the town. Not that any of us do that anymore anyways, right? But if you like Black Opium and already have Black Opium and you're looking for another one, that Kiehl Deja Vu 57 or whatever, it's a white flower one, but it's like got a little bit of a sexier vibe to it, but just more daytime than the Black Opium. Okay, now we're gonna get into actual makeup things. I want to start with primer because that's makeup but not, you know what I'm saying? So for primer, I have 2 that I would recommend. One is the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Quite expensive, but quite worth it. A little goes a long way. You only need 1 pump every time you do your entire face. That one, to me, it holds the foundation so nicely. It goes on so smooth, and your face just like has, like it's called silk canvas for a reason, because it just feels like you have this like blank canvas to put your makeup onto. Okay, and then the next primer that I want to talk about is the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. If you just watched my most recent video, this is one of my favorite primers. A little goes a long way with this. If you like the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer, it's very similar to that, but it's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like more of like a putty type primer, and I only use that in my like T-zone area where I have like more enhanced pores. I don't use that as my entire primer because it tends to like peel up a little bit, so I like it in that area. Okay, next up I want to talk about foundation. So I have 3 foundations to speak about. One of them was a surprise to me. It's the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. I'm a full coverage girl through and through. I saw this skin tint and it was on like a YouTube channel, and a lot of times people will put stuff on their face and I'll be like, oh, it looks good on them, but it's not gonna look good on me. I don't know why I even bought this because it looked like it was too light coverage. It's not. It doesn't feel like you have anything on your face. It feels like you just put like a sunscreen or like a serum on your face, but in reality it's actually foundation, and the coverage is really good. The only thing is this would be more, or at least for me, it was more of like a summer type foundation. Like maybe you're going to the beach and you want to look put together, but you know your face is gonna just wash off instantly. Or you're going on a hike and you know you're gonna take pictures with your friends and you don't want your face to feel all clogged up, but you want to look like you have your life together, you need a little bit of coverage, that's what I think this is great for. It does do full coverage in terms of like all of your imperfections get covered up and you look gorgeous, but it doesn't last very long. Even when you set it with a powder, even when you use a setting spray, especially with the whole mask situation, like that thing never lasted for me for any of that. But when it comes to any of those situations I mentioned, that's a great option. Next one is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is my holy grail foundation. I don't even know why I buy other foundations except for the fact that I'm a psycho and I just enjoy trying to make things live up to the Estee Lauder. But the Estee Lauder Double Wear to me is the best foundation of all time, and I've tried quite a bit. So that one, you should get it. And then, and I should say, if you like full coverage, it's definitely a full coverage foundation, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. It feels natural. It's got like a nice natural neutral finish. It's not too matte. It's not too dewy. It's just, to me, it's perfection. And then last but not least, I love recently the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation. I did not like this when I first tried it, but now I figured out that if I really like wet my beauty blender, I don't use a beauty blender, the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I call it a beauty blender because that's, you know, but my sponge, if I wet my sponge like crazy before applying this foundation, it goes on so much better because it's such a thick foundation. Like the consistency is so thick. Super full coverage, but the finish, again, like the Estee Lauder, is just so neutral and natural, and it's not drying, it's not oily, it's just, to me, it's just perfect. So that one's a great one also if you also like full coverage. If you don't like full coverage, I have a feeling that you could probably mix like an oil or moisturizer into that, and then it would like bring it down a little bit for you, and then it would be great. All right, moving on to eyes. So the Benefit Gimme Brow Tinted Gel, that one is like a holy grail for me. I enjoy some of the drugstore ones, but I find they always dry out so fast. So for me, grabbing the Gimme Brow when it's on sale is worth it because I don't have to, like, I have to buy like 4 drugstore ones to make it last as long as the Benefit one. So then by that point, you've already spent the same amount of money. So for me, I just enjoy just getting the Benefit when it's on sale. For mascara, my pick for you is the Bite Beauty Upswing Mascara. This mascara, if you like volumizing and plumping without it being like a tarantula, this is the one to go. You have to be slow and precise when you're applying it, but it layers really nicely with other mascaras. So if you want to do like one of those like lengthening or defining mascaras first and then add this, you totally can. That is my favorite pick for mascara from there. Otherwise, I just buy mascara at the drugstore. I don't think a lot of the mascaras are worth your money. Like I bought the Pat McGrath because everybody said that was so great. I don't think that was any better than drugstore. I've tried a bunch from Sephora and I always end up going back to the Maybelline Sky High from the drugstore. And then last but not least is the Anastasia Brow Wiz. Again, you can get the CoverGirl Micro Brow Pencil at the drugstore, way cheaper, but dries out faster to me. So I just personally, anytime that one is on sale, I grab it. Now, the 20% off sale is not the best deal you can get on that because both Ulta and Sephora at least once or twice a year do like 50% off on those. So you might want to just stock up then. But if you're desperate for a new brow product, that would be one I'd recommend during this sale. Lips. The Bare Minerals Mineralist Lip Gloss Balm is my new favorite Holy Grail lip product. I now have it in like 7 different shades because it was just recently on sale. But if you missed that sale and you want to pick up an awesome lip product, that one is the one to go for. It's like a lip gloss, but it's not too sticky. It's just hydrating, smooth. It's almost like a lip oil meets a lip gloss. It's just chef's kiss is what it is. Next up is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Balm. I just got this in the other day and I already can tell you it's going to be a favorite for all time. It gives the perfect amount of coverage. I don't like to have like a full lip on. I'm just not that type of a girl, but it gives just enough. And then a surprising find, a couple years going and I've been using them since. Sephora Rouge Lacquer, any shade of those. They're a very glossy type of lip product. They're like a lipstick, but they have a lot more like glide to them. Any color of that is great, but I love all of their neutrals. Like any of the like nudie beige ones are so awesome. Okay, moving into face products now. So first up, I want to talk about blushes. Two of my favorite blushes are the Tarte Amazonian Clay blushes. I got a set of like 6 of them. It was like a holiday set, and I loved every single color from there. The formula is great, the pigment is great, they're just really great. But my favorite blush is the Hourglass Lighting Blush. These have like a marble look to them, so when they go on your face, they just make your face look like glass. Like after you put it on, it's just, they just do something to your face. They're just great. It's a great product. It's not too shimmery. I'm not into like a lot of shimmer, so if you're like me, that's perfect. It just gives you kind of like a glowy, blushy look. It's just perfect. So those are my favorite blushes. Bronzer. I talked about this in my last video. This one pains me to even try and recommend to you guys because of the price tag, but I have to talk about it. It's the Gucci A-Class Soleil Bronzer. I have it in the shade Light 2. Just a warning, it's incredibly pigmented, but there is something about this bronzer that makes it worth that price tag. I don't even know how to describe it. The finish of it is just so perfect. The shade is perfect because I do not like bronzers that are too yellow. I like them to be more like on a cooler, like a terracotta type color, and that bronzer, that color is just perfection to me, so I had to mention that. I also love the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. So same thing as the blushes, it has like a marble texture to it, so when it goes on, it gives you that like just glowy, I just came back from the ocean, I have a nice little suntan going on look to you. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette, that has a highlighter, a blush slash highlighter, and then 2 bronzers in it. That gives some type of amazing finish as well. I saw that one and I saw the hype around it, and I was thinking it's not going to be worth the price tag. Unfortunately for all of us it was, but I have a feeling that's going to last me like forever because you know, that those type of things last forever, so whatever. And then I just want to talk about my favorite setting spray, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I just don't really have much to say about it, except that's just the best setting spray of all time. Even if I use other setting sprays, I always finish with the All Nighter setting spray because it's the only one to me that like locks in my makeup all day. So I just got through all of that. You might be like, Kate, you're not bringing up any eyeshadow palettes, and it's because truly at this point in my life, I have determined that no eyeshadow palettes from Sephora ever end up being worth it. I've tried a lot of them and I always just end up going back to ColourPop. So that's why I don't have any favorite eyeshadow palettes to give you, because my favorite eyeshadow palettes are ColourPop, and that's not sold through Sephora. So now we are going to go ahead and get into what's in my cart. So here's the fun stuff. Now, I'm going to try and kind of like breeze through this because I have 52 items in my cart. Okay, because this is what I said to myself was, I think it would be fun to like shop with you guys and act like, you know, if I had no reason and no budget, what I would purchase through Sephora. So that's what we're going to go with. It's, if I were to check out right now, it's a $2,800 purchase. That's right, you heard that correctly. $2,800, okay? But I have a feeling that as I was adding things to the cart, there was stuff already in the cart, so some of these might be like doubled up, but still, either way. So we're obviously going to be bringing this down back to Planet Earth before I check out. I will spend not even, maybe I'll spend 10% of that, but I definitely won't be spending $2,800 on makeup. I'd rather go to Disney. But let me just tell you about some of the things that if like I had, like I said, if I was on a Beyonce type budget, what I would just be throwing in my cart for this situation, okay? So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Jo Malone London scents. I would want to try every single one of those. So I have pretty much every single one of her scents in my cart because I've heard that they're great. And also they all just call to me, especially the wood sage and sea salt scent. Like that just screams me. But then there's like peony and blush suede. Like the names that she comes up with, they just sound so unique and amazing. So I have to try them. I also want to try the Necessaire body wash in both scents, eucalyptus and sandalwood. The IGK Antisocial Hair Mask. This one is probably going to be one that I do leave in my cart because my hairdresser actually told me about this when I went and got her done. She said that was really great, so I'm going to try that. I'm on the fence about this one. The NARS Afterglow Blush Palette. Everyone loves NARS blushes, and I've never personally tried it, so I feel like I need to try it. But then at the same time, I think about the fact that I have so many blushes in my life. Do you really need that many blushes? So that's what happens. Armani Beauty C Intense Eau de Parfum. I might end up getting this one. That's a fragrance that I wanted. But the thing is with me and fragrances is right now I'm pumping, and I also have an infant son, so I'm not wearing perfume right now. So it seems like really ridiculous to even buy perfume, but I kind of want it for the future, you know, and it's 20% off. The next one, The Ordinary Caffeine Serum. Everybody says this is amazing. It's only $7.50, so I feel stupid buying it during the sale because, like, why do I need 20% off, you know, like, come on. I put this one in my cart. It's the Kate Somerville Exfoliate Cleanser Daily Foaming Wash. I used to love this foaming wash, but now I'm remembering after talking about my favorites, the Shiseido one, and I don't know that I liked the Kate Somerville enough to repurchase that over Shiseido. I put the Gucci by Gucci Pour Homme, which is the men's cologne, in my cart because if I were going, you know, crazy, I would be buying John that cologne because I heard that it smells amazing. The Dennis Gross Pro Facial Steamer. It's $150. I will not be buying this during the sale, but I've wanted it forever because I just feel like that's just going to give you that spa experience, you know? The Biossance Squalene Plus Sheer Mineral Sunscreen, SPF 30. I'm on the fence about this one because SPF 30 doesn't sound like enough, but at the same time I want to try it, so we'll see. That may make the cut. Color Wow Money Mask Deep Hydrating Hair Treatment. So Color Wow is the same brand that I told you guys about for that Wow hairspray stuff, the keratin type treatment. This got really great reviews, so I'm thinking I might keep that one in the cart. Drunk Elephant, the F-Balm Electrolyte Water Facial Mask. I've been wanting to try this for the past like 3 sales, and I keep always taking it out of my cart because the reviews are very wishy-washy, so I don't want to spend all that money on something and not love it. So I'm still on the fence about that. I might check out and see if they have like one of the miniature versions that I can buy so I can try it. And then if I do like it, I will wait until like the December sale to buy the full size. The Super Goop Glow Screen. This has an SPF of 40. This will probably make it because we're going to be going to Hawaii in a few months, so I'm going to want to try that. Nest New York Indigo Eau de Parfum. I really want to try that, but it's expensive, and again, you know me with the perfumes, I just told you I'm not sure about it. One Size by Patrick Starr, the Turn Up the Base Beauty Blur Balm Hybrid Foundation. I really want to try that because I was watching somebody on Instagram use it and they mix in something else that's in my cart. It's like a oil and it makes it like the most beautiful foundation of all time. So I want to try that. Pat McGrath, I've always wanted to own one of her eyeshadow palettes. So if we were just like going wild, I would want the Mothership 2 eyeshadow palette from her. Another Pat McGrath. I have no reason to buy this. It's just straight up ridiculous. It's a $52 triple blush set. It's Bridgerton themed. I don't need it because like there's so many ways to make myself look like the main character from Bridgerton. I think her name was Daphne, but it's just the gimmick is grabbing at me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy it, but I did put it in my cart because that would be like a dream to have that. Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, the Pore Diffusing Primer. I'm always looking for a good primer, always testing those out, so I wanted to try that. And actually that one's reasonably priced. It's $26, so I feel like that might end up making it. Okay, this one, I always put stuff like this in my cart and then I always talk myself out of it, but it's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Face Palette. Like I've mentioned, the bronzers and blushes from Hourglass are my favorite, so the idea of having it in one palette just like would make my dreams come true, but it's $80, so I don't know. Next up, Chanel Coco Mademoiselle Eau de Parfum, $120, but everybody that I watch that talks about that particular scent just talks about how like that's like a boss babe scent, and I just feel like I want that to be my signature. You know, I want that particular scent to be my signature. I should really go smell it before spending $120. That probably won't make it, but it's in my dream cart. This one will probably be making the cut. The Makeup Forever Ultra HD Matte Setting Powder in the color Vanilla. I'm probably going to end up going for that because setting powder is something else that I'm always looking for a like holy grail on, and I haven't landed on one just yet. Jo Malone, the Wild Bluebell Cologne. I wanted to try that. Glow Recipe has a Watermelon Glow Niacinamide. Did I say it right? Sunscreen, and this one's SPF 50. We're going to see when we get to the end. We're only going to pick one sunscreen, but I might end up going with this because I already know that I love Glow Recipe, and I already know I love their watermelon line. So I talked about this in the first half of this video, but I will be restocking a Sephora collection, the Rouge Lacquer. I'm going to grab maybe a couple colors of it because when I de-stashed when we moved here, I threw away most of them because they were a couple years old. This one I might end up grabbing, the Ellis Brooklyn Salt Eau de Parfum Travel Spray. It's $30, travel size, so I feel a little bit better if I don't like it. Anything with salt in it, just like for the Pura diffuser, you have me. Okay, this is the oil that I was talking about earlier to mix into the foundation. It's the Tatcha Gold Camellia Beauty Oil. I remember I've tried this previously and loved it. I might grab it, but it is $98, so I might not. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I've seen so many people post about it that it's piqued my interest, but I don't know if I'll end up grabbing it. The Olaplex Bond Maintenance Shampoo, definitely grabbing that one because I'm out of the shampoo completely. Versace Crystal Noir, that's another scent that it would be in my dream cart. I'm not going to buy it, but I want to, you know. Next time I'm in the store, I want to smell it. So it's kind of like my reminder once I move it to my loves to go take a look. The Topicals Like Butter Mask, I talked about this in the first half of the video. That one, I am down to about like half of that. So I think I'm going to buy it with the sale because I do not want to run out of that. I never want to be out of that, okay? The next one, the 7 Virtues Santal Vanille Eau de Parfum. That one is another one that I want to try, but I want to smell it the next time I go in the store. I just want to remind myself. Drunk Elephant, they have a Wonder Wild Miracle Butter, and that sounded intriguing to me. I haven't tried that, but it sounds great, and I know Drunk Elephant is awesome. That may make the cut. Okay, the Kilian Paris Angel Share, they have a travel size, but even the travel size is $45. I liked what the notes were saying on this one. I heard that it smells really good, so I don't think it'll make the cut, but we'll see. Tatcha Indigo Overnight Serum, talked about this in the first half. I've run out of it. It's $88. I loved it so much, I'm probably going to buy it, but it's going to hurt my soul. The Biossance 100% Sugarcane Squalene Oil. I'm on the fence about this because it's $32, and I enjoyed the ordinary squalene oil. So I'm like, Kate, do you really need to spend $32 on it when you like the one that's like $7? But we'll see what happens. The Summer Fridays Dream Oasis Deep Hydration Serum. That just was screaming to me. The reviews look great. May make the cut. We'll see. The Topicals Faded Serum for Dark Spot and Discoloration. The reviews are amazing on this, and I do have some age spots on my head. So I don't know. I might try it. Okay, next up is the Kiehl Vanilla 28. So I have the Kiehl Deja Vu 57, and I'm obsessed with it. I want to try the vanilla because the reviews look really good on it, and I heard if you layer the two together, it smells like heaven. So that's why. That's what I want to do. I don't know how to pronounce this name because I'm not classy, but it's Guarline, something like that. The Advanced Youth Watery Oil, it's $135. I will not be buying that this sale, but again, it's in my dream cart, okay? So don't judge me. Back to the Armani Beauty perfume, they have a C Passione Eau de Parfum. So they have the regular C Intense, and then they have this Passion one. I don't know which one I want to get. I probably won't get either, but anyways. Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow. I have had these in the past, and they're phenomenal. So I want another one. I picked out the color Ray this time. Don't know if it's going to make the cut. Another dream one for me, even though I just said earlier I don't feel the need to buy eyeshadow palettes. If I didn't have a budget, I wouldn't care. So the Natasha Denona Retro Eyeshadow Palette just screams to me. Will I buy it? No, but it's there for my dream cart. This one I'm probably going to be buying because, as I said before, I'm on the quest for a great concealer, and it's the Tarte C Power Flex Full Coverage Concealer. I want to try that out. That will probably make the cut. Back to the Super Goop. This one is the Daily Dose Hydra Ceramide Boost with SPF 40, and it's like an oil. So I'm going to be comparing all the sunscreen options that we have and see what I end up with. Two more. We have the Fresh Brown Sugar. It looks like it's a perfume. I don't know. I just want to try it. I probably won't end up with it. And the last one is literally not going to happen because the only reason why I want this is because of the packaging, which is just absolutely ridiculous. But it's the Gucci Lunar New Year Rouge à Lèvres Voile Sheer Lipstick in the color Goldie Red. The packaging just has these beautiful blue flowers that are just like screaming like French countryside to me, and I just love it. So that is like my dream cart with Sephora, and I just remembered that I wanted to tell you guys about one other thing. Fresh Black Tea Instant Perfecting Mask. This is another one of those products that I used it and I saw instant results. However, my skin was a little sensitive to it, so if you have sensitive skin, this might not work for you, but I immediately felt like my skin felt like a baby's bottom. So that would be a great one for you to also purchase. So that is it. Those are all of my favorites and all of my recommendations. I have tried a lot of things, so if you guys have a question on if I've tried something, feel free to DM me on Instagram. Follow me while you're over there if you aren't already. I'm going to put it up on the screen right here. Let me know in the comments, what are you getting from the sale? I would love to know because, you know, like I said, I usually end up making multiple purchases, so this may be a multiple purchase type situation, because what I usually do is talk myself out of things, then talk myself back into them, and talk myself out of them several times over and over again until the sale expires, and then I have no choice. So anyways, that is it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I will talk to you all later. Bye.